Welcome back, guys, to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, where last episode, after checking up on Kay and Gumshoe's investigation and finding they had made little progress, we discarded and picked up new evidence, as well as heard some interesting things from Babahl's ambassador, before returning to Allebahst and heading into his rose garden. There we started an investigation into the Yatagrasu sighting, figuring out that the shadow scene was a manipulation cast by the two statues in the garden to mislead, and with the investigation complete, have now been called out to, once again. How's the investigation going? Is it? It is indeed Detective Bad. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagrasu? I left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagrasu. So yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. I don't know who did that photo. Well, that's interesting. But what in the world? The Yatagrasu is flying through the air. The times, they are changing. It's not just men, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. Or when they were put out? It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. A photo of Yatagrasu data has now been jotted down in my organizer. The blur in this picture took off from the Babahl's embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Allebahst.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagrasu took off from the Babahl's embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babahl investigation for a bit. Alright. I love how there's no, resistance. You're my subordinate, but she doesn't really order me around at all. She's just like, oh, well, I can take the credit for it later, I guess. So the Yatagrasu was just a shadow. The calling card that was sent is what threw everyone off and made them assume things. It's possible that all of the events tonight were part of the overall plan. I'm going to continue investigating on the Allebahstian side. You too. As I always say, don't do anything stupid, alright? I wonder if he's alright. It's unusual for him to be so nice. My thing is to me that he is concerned for our well-being, Francisca. Maybe. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now, come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. I see you weren't investigating very much, Kay. Yes? Is there really any place left we haven't checked out yet in the Babahl's embassy? Interpol was conducting its investigation when you were being held by Agent Shinar. Because of that, I was unable to examine the fireplace in the Secretariat's desk. True, and since he's here, we should talk with Ambassador Palaeon some more too. He looks so sad and lonely since Mr. Koshin died. Yes, he does, and you are correct. I have a few issues I still need to discuss with him. We should make the best of this opportunity. Off we go then. I wanted to find out if you'd done anything. You just looked at a dour face of someone else by the look of things. Right, so is anything going on in here? It sounded like we wanted to go to somewhere else. There's a sign here warning passers-by to take precautions around the renovation site. They're really going all out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere. I believe Ambassador Palaeon said it was to attract more tourists and visitors. But what can they do with the new stuff they're building? Hey, what do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth? How about transforming it into a courthouse? Hey, be serious! But I was being serious. I was always very serious. Hi there, March 14th at 10:37 p.m. the Babahl's Embassy Secretariat's office. What's going on in town? To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth! Hello! Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Palaeon, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu was a noble vigilante who was only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Palaeno. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Palaeno. You're a total gentleman. Aha! You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Palaeno! Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it. That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved in this case. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This guy looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think any people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. What do we want to do first? So this is the real Prima Duck statue. This is really valuable, right? That's what they say. Hold it! You can't! Okay, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue's worth. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. So you've not got anything interesting going with you? Like, how is this still standing? My grandfather clock. This one resembles the one in Allebahst. Oh, that clock has been with us since back when we were still Canopia. That is one big clock. Hey, does this town have a bird that pops out like a cuckoo clock? I'm sorry, but no. Oh, but I'm sure you'll love its chime. Really? It's gonna be 11 soon, so maybe I'll get to hear it then. Is it that time already? Time sure flies by when I'm involved in an investigation. Oh, it's not that late. The night's only just begun. Okay, it's not good for you to stay up late, you know. Yes, Gramps. Looks like all of the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu. The fake Yatagarasu was guilty of much more than that just theft, it seems. I know. Because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf. It was still ordinary souvenirs you can buy virtually anywhere. You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to a location that has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. Could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that? No, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories. God, that was a way too serious conversation. I mean, we've got to speak to you. Ah, yes. You said something about this. We should also check the window. Let's check the fireplace. Does this also have a thing? Fireplace, huh? So Babahl's offices have them too. Two? There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Allebahstian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. Was that traumatizing? Why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You could climb inside and we could play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot. I think not. Ah, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. So, it's not a secret fireplace this time? Oh, we can look at this though. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, this looks interesting. Looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them. Babahl sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. You could call it the Great Thief Coupon. Now, what kind of discount would that net you? 5-finger kind. What else? And I steal an extra thing or two from the bearer. Or for the bearer? Things such as the truth. What else would I steal? What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now. Steal me the truth. Thank you very much. Looks like a bunch of... Oh, that's still the bunch of flyers we're looking at? I was looking at that. It looks different. There's only one book left standing here. Treasures of the World. Wait, what? Let me see that. Uh-huh. I see. Ah! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate? Why? Looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. We've got the ink here. There's a bottle of Babahli's ink on Mr. Koshin's desk. And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Palaeno, it looks like your precious Babahli's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Oh, I guess I just got a talky dialogue. I want to check out the phone. I want to check out the drawer. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire. But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. I suppose we really should take a look. Oh, okay. We can deduce some stuff as well now. What? Ah! So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? Well, what did you imagine them to look like? I thought the Babahl's would look like a flower and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way, it looked like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base. If any country had a flower phone, it would be Allebahst, don't you think? Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been from when they were Cadopia. There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place. Huh. You know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth? Curiosity and an imagination. That obviously is it. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose there must be another souvenir from somewhere. Yeah, there's definitely some other stuff in here. It seems that the contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well. Now that's a sturdy desk. I guess that's the value of solid wood's construction. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. I've been trying to, but it doesn't look like there is at the moment. Maybe we need to get some more information to deduce something in here. It looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try staying in it? No, I better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I am a prosecutor and it's a part of my job to examine things. And my job to be a great thief. Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. I feel like I've been giving Edgeworth even more of a lower, bitchy posh voice lately. Because, of course, Mr. Palaeno is so high and posh. To differentiate, you know. You can see the Allebahstian embassy through this window. So where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? You can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed. What? You don't mean the Mass Damask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though Damask II was merely an imposter of the original. I guess I'll speak to you now, because we're going to get some information from you somehow. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Ah. Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babahl's embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. It's weird the selective fire damage that's been done too. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jamming Ninja show. Well, the first occurred at the start of the Jamming Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and the 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theatre goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jamming Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly! The fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? Memories? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. Indeed it was. Photo of Yadagrasu data updated in my organizer. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that has caused it. That's... how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. Fires and Babahl data is jotted down in my organizer. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Palaeno. Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well, let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. Firstly, I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that, I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version. Alright, I can do that for you. Tell me more. Tell me more. Morning activities. So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jamming Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. From top to bottom, literally. Which is why both the Prima Duck statue and the Babahl's knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? How about that? I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Ha ha ha! I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me. Did you start the fire? An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Oh! He was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babahl's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Apparently orders go up the chain of command around here. Ambassador Palaeon's testimony has been jotted down in my organizer as well. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do. Being an ambassador and all. Especially considering the things you told me before. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Still Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Still Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theatre. Because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us. Ambassador Alba, the Still Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jamming Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. We flipped around on that. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Koshin again after the start of the Still Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Palaeno, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I can be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Well, we've already got an extra dialogue option about your ink. I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Koshin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, wood crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Babahl's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on this desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. Super flammable ink as well, really. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? That is really the wonder. Okay. So, what am I looking at now? What am I doing? I've already looked at the knives. We still don't know where the blade of the Babahl's knife went. Could it be that the killer walked away with it? Maybe. I've already looked at the safe. Master Palaeno, what exactly used to be here? That used to be a stack of brand new pamphlets. But it looks like they were all burned up. I guess we'll just have to reprint them. Well, if they were all done in Babahl's ink, then surely they burn green too? But no matter how fast we reprint them, they always disappear so quickly. Is the Babahl's tourism industry really that hot right now? Of course! Although recently the most popular vacation destination has been the Republic of Borginia. But we refuse to lose to them, so we've been hard at work promoting Babahl. Interesting. Well, I've just recently returned from a trip to Borginia myself. Oh, and how did you like it? It was alright. I probably shouldn't bring up the fact that I was a suspect on the flight home. Maybe not. So, we're either, like, joining some logic up at this point in time, or we are coming over here to go, what's going on there? Connected fireplaces, renovations top to bottom. Do they link? Probably not, because the renovations haven't reached here yet. Though maybe, like, the chimney's not in effect because of the renovation. I don't know! I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, the most suspicious looking thing is this. I mean, it's coloration, the way it stands out, you know? I mean, at first, I thought it was something to do with this guy's harpic. But it's not the same colour at all. So that's a bit of a problem. Oh, wait, what? Oh! Request for the theft of the Prima Duck statue with a map to where the statue is. We have a note that's given from a very oddly shaped notepad. Oh, we found it! May have forgotten about it. Because of all the other things they've been going on. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? It is indeed. A little bit of luck for the organizer. And we've got what we need. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of a Monument Valley. Or out of Monument Valley? What's that? Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Passionate indeed. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Master Palaeno, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case... Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Allebahst. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Kochin for Damask 2 to steal the Prima Dex statue. What? Manny? Tried to steal Allebahst Prima Dex statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Kochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. Okay, we got some more information from you coming. The job for Damask 2. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Kochin hired Damask 2. Actually, I feared it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the other grounds doing the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Ha ha ha! I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. Well, you see, Babahl's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Kochin know that about Babahl's Prima Dex statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, "Let me handle it. It'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia." At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Codopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard yet, but I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information I've requested? Yep, got it all right here, sir. There you go, Kate. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy in Impel People. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. With nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry, I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yadisgrasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Haha, you bet! So what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favour. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean Little Thief? Heh, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crush like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the Ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it. All right. Here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. It seems there are other things besides what the Ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route that the person Kay saw use as well. Oh, what is this? Is this some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Well, we should, but look at all this. I'm burning! The knife's there as well. The grandfather clock was in a different position, or more to the point, it wasn't set to the wall. We have flags up here, the seats up right, there's something behind it, supposedly. a curtain that's back, the leaflets are back. That's a lot of interesting stuff, and of course that up above. But I think we'll begin our investigation of the little thief now manipulated room next time on Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. We get more to the bottom of everything as we continue with our case next time. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.